In a movie like this, there are two very important questions that need to be answered. The first of which is whether or not the movie is good. Second, and probably way more important, is this actually a Christmas movie? So I watched The Noel Diaries on Netflix. I saw it was a new movie. It was in the Christmas section. So surely it's a Christmas movie. It also has Justin Hartley, or as I know him, the Green Arrow. That's right, Stephen Amell, the real Green Arrow. Now, right off the bat, I want to get some of the positives out there immediately. Justin Hartley is almost too good to be in a movie like this. He is the first recognizable, really good actor that I have seen in a movie like this in a really long time. And that was really good casting. In fact, most of this movie has really strong casting. The two leads, Justin Hartley and whoever the woman is across from him, who I didn't look up because I just finished the movie and wanted to talk about it, their chemistry is really good. The problem with a movie like this is that it's a little bit uneven. And when I say that, I mean that, to be completely honest, if I'm being totally real with you, right? We're looking each other in the eyes, we're feeling something. I don't know what this movie's about. There are like 3 or 4 different plot lines going on here that all feel like they were supposed to be what the movie was about, but instead they just sort of smashed them all together, and like that's the movie. There's a story about the woman trying to find her birth mother. There's a story about Justin Hartley trying to find his father, who like abandoned the family while also dealing with the fact that his mom died and he wasn't around because he moved out. And I get that every movie should probably have a few different storylines going through it, but this movie doesn't do too much with those storylines. They all are sort of just written, not the cleanest writing in a movie like this. Now, to be fair, I don't go into these types of like cheesy holiday movies with the expectation of good writing, but there was so much potential that a movie like this had that it just felt like they didn't reach. I think the other thing is this movie doesn't really know if it wants to be a rom-com or if it wants to be something more dramatic or if it wants to be taken, I guess, more seriously as true film, as Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino style cinema. There are 2 reasons I wanted to talk about this film. The first of which is that Barrett Doss, that's right, I looked her up between now and when the video started. Barrett Doss's character in this movie is engaged. When she meets Justin Hartley's character, she is engaged. She has a fiance, right? We all know what engaged means. That's a really interesting thing to saddle a character like this with in a movie where it's a rom-com-ish film. You know how it ends, right? If the 2 people don't know each other in the beginning of the movie, you know how it ends. I'm not spoiling anything here. The problem is that this girl is engaged for the whole movie. There were multiple times where I was rewinding. I thought, surely this scene isn't happening while she's engaged, right? I mean, that would be crazy. And I'm rewinding a few times here and there. No scene. In fact, there's never a scene in this movie where this character ever breaks up with their fiance. Just that they're having some differences, even though we only see him once. And he seems like a pretty cool guy. Don't really know anything, but it's just, she seems kind of scummy, right? She seems kind of scummy. And the weirdest thing in a movie like this, if you're going to have these 2 characters end up together, what a weird way to try to build some sort of trust in a relationship. Because the only reason that they fell in love, aside from Justin Hartley just falling in love with this random woman that he's known for a few days, is that she's unhappy in her relationship. But instead of breaking it off, she just decides to never mention Justin Hartley's character to her fiance. I hate to do this, but if we reverse the roles for 1 second, Justin Hartley would be irredeemable. And to be honest, her character, because of the fact that she's engaged this whole movie and some of the things that happen, she sucks. She totally sucks. It is such a mind-boggling decision to bring a character in a movie like this and have them be engaged. And I'm just like, did the people who wrote this, this is based on a book, this happened to someone. This must have happened to someone. This is such a bizarre thing to put in your movie, in your book, unless it's personal experience. And it's unfortunate because it totally ruins her character. Just makes her seem like this irredeemable, untrustworthy, really weird person really weird choice of a human being to start up a relationship with. It's so unfortunate because the movie, I think, honestly would have worked fine if they didn't saddle her with this she's engaged part of the story. The other thing that we got to talk about real quickly, this is not a Christmas movie. There is nothing about this film that makes it a Christmas movie other than the fact that several times in the film, people say, Merry Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie. It's just a movie where it's like snowing and the people say Merry Christmas every once in a while, which is so clearly in there to remind you that this is supposed to be a Christmas movie. And when I say Christmas movie, my bar is Elf, the greatest Christmas movie ever made. That's a Christmas movie. This is not just because it takes place between November and December. No, does it make it a Christmas movie? All right, I feel like I've ranted a little bit, but I do think this movie is kind of worth watching. It's fun. It's a little bit cheesy, but that's the romance genre. The only thing is, it's not a Christmas movie. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It's just not.